Hey everybody, it's the Last Robokai here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Prey. Last time we worked a little with Alex and also discovered that most of what he was doing was because he believed in us. And so as a result, it's kind of really all our fault. And then just as we were about to finalize some stuff that we were doing in the hopes to get our arming key so that we could blow up the station as per our original plan, um, a gigantic spanner got thrown in the works, and Transstar sent their cleanup man, their Repo man, up here to sort the station out in a way that we and Alex were not going to. And we have to deal with the ramifications of that now because there is a very nasty Steve Blum with a very nasty army of operators with laser guns that's going to be chasing us around the station. So joining me on this adventure as always is Cool Guy.
Yo, it has been altogether too long since I've seen Steve Bloom chewing scenery. So like, this is a Christmas present, man. This is a Christmas present coming early.
He is going to give us a paddling, and might as well get started on that right now.
Sprinklers. I don't know why that amuses me, but it sure as hell does. Just all of these things happened, but it's still important that we know where the frickin' sprinkler system is.
Well, you know, we can make more superfruit if we desire. That's a repeatable.
It's very, very important.
Dahl will know you're coming. All Transstar personnel are outfitted with tracking bracelets. I have no doubt his operators are already on their way to rescue you. Those bracelets are issued and removed in deep storage. Worth investigating if you want to fly under the radar.
So what I really like about Dahl, compared to what really bothers everyone about Dahl, I should probably start with what bothers everyone about Dahl. The operators are extremely difficult to deal with. They're quite hardy. They're very resistant to bullets. They come in infinite waves. That's probably the biggest one. And they move like operators, so they're very fast. They move up and down. People don't like them too much. As you can see, I just equipped how I'm going to be dealing with them.
How about you operators just stand down?
And there isn't any variety in them, so they can be, particularly on runs where you're challenging yourself with limited neuromods of type or even number, difficult to deal with. However, where Dahl really comes into its own.
No, I will not give you up. You are there for me. I am here for you. If you'd indulge me, I have a proposal that could get us off Talos 1 without any more blood. Shit. Just don't harm Dahl until we get a chance to speak in person.
You know, typically the way that Igwe is speaking right there would make me outrageously suspicious of him. But we've got enough history with this character at this point that I'm inclined to trust him simply to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he was the first one who was just like, by the way, figuring out what happened to Michaela's father, really not a good idea for you. Just throwing that out there.
He does care about us. So we left that operator fight the Phantom and stuff there. Because that's a good way to get rid of them.
Perhaps you blame me for what's
Speaking of that bad idea from earlier.
January was right. It was not you. But
Wow.
I keep hearing your voice. And my father's voice. And it was not you. I know. You saved me because you wanted to. That is not the same person on the recording. Something's changed. I need to see that. I'm better now. I'll do what I can to get us off the station alive, but that log is coming with me. If you truly want forgiveness, you'll help me get it to where it belongs. No matter what that means for you and Transstar.
It seems fair.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's got something to say. I'll continue my thought from earlier once we're done.
Microphone. A spotlight. He can't resist, even though he's hiding. And you are running around like a nervous rat. I hear you, chewing the wires and shitting in the walls. Are you trying to fix the mess you've made, or just get away? I pride myself in being prepared for the worst. But this is truly a masterpiece. You should be proud.
I pride myself in being.
Now I can't see you. Your brother won't be so lucky. I'm closing in on him.
I pride myself on being prepared for the worst, and holy crap, did you make it the worst? You are literally the worst.
Yeah, I'm just not going to bother fighting these guys. Okay, so where Dahl really stands out is that Dahl is extremely responsive to how you approach Dahl, and also to how you've been playing in regards to helping or hindering other people. And so first and foremost, like, there are a lot of places you can go and a lot of things you can do, and Dahl will respond. I don't show it in this video, and I plan on taking a look at it in the cleanup video. But I have heard that if you try and use the guts, Dahl turns the gravity on, and you plunge to your death. So I'm going to be trying that out because that sounds hilarious.
What a brilliant bastard!
Oh man, thank God. I've just been going down the contact list hoping somebody would answer. I'm in Trauma Center. I came up here to look for supplies. I think I broke my arm when that blackout happened. Now I'm trapped. Aliens outside the door. I could really use some help, man.
Yeah, so that's
All
this
right,
little
that's
side
fair.
quest we've got. Yeah, but essentially there are a few ways you can approach Dahl, and the game has a response to the order you take in dealing with it, because we're not just going to be dealing with Dahl. We're going to be dealing with Casper, and Casper is the one who's hacking the hell out of everything.
Is this one of Dahl's subordinates, or
This is
am I supposed
Dahl's operator, his primary operator. Dahl does not have any human assistance. He does not believe humans work as well as operators. They don't follow orders as cleanly, and there's a lot less moral quandaries to deal with in that regard.
beep boop?
He's a consummate professional. So we're gonna go to the trauma center. Luther Glass, if you'll remember, was the guy from from the water treatment thing that wouldn't let the guy put the water in. But the other thing to remember about Luther Glass is actually he's been dead in here this entire time.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, the operators are also
Wow.
pranking the shit out of us.
That is clever.
It's a very cool, mean little trick. And so
Is that something they'll even bother trying to do if you haven't been helping people?
I'm sure someone will be able to let us know. I only know a sort of limited amount of stuff regarding that, and I'm not entirely sure. They might, but yeah, I'm not 100% on that.
That's a clever prank. I vaguely remembered something with that, but it was all this half-remembered nonsense, and I just I couldn't. I wasn't about to shoot my mouth off about something that was so.
I was gonna throw a shelf at someone and
about.
then sort of like pulled it out and then realized I can't get it through the door, so I was just like, oh bugger it then. But I made the other shelf that was a. I was really confused because I didn't realize one shelf was sitting on top of the other shelf, and I was wondering if I just kept pulling it out, infinite shelves were going to fall down. Like, back later when I was editing, I was like, oh god damn it, man, what's wrong with your brain?
Infinite shelves.
Like as it's like as if that would actually happen. What is wrong with you? Why would that be your first thought? So yeah, to complete this mission, you just got to kill enough of these guys.
Please stop, military operators. You are not welcome here.
Mm-hmm. You just have to kill enough of them, and then you're fine. Machine Mind is very handy. It's the mind jack of the mind jack for machines, and it is extremely great for creating distractions.
Yeah, has not even remotely been that useful until like right now. Right now.
So yeah, I'm rescuing Luther Glass now. It might have been a
Seems
trap, but
legit
by
to me.
God, I'm gonna take him with me. We're gonna rescue Luther Glass.
It's the letter of the law that's important here, not the spirit.
Plus, it lets me crawl through coral and get my brain back.
Oh yeah.
Gotta bring him.
I keep
Bring him up to
forgetting
the safe
that
room.
you got that.
Dr. Igwe has a plan. He's gonna put him in the
Uh-huh.
office there, and he's gonna injure me on the way through. I trusted you, Luther, and you like.
How exactly did that even happen? Did you like
I-
slap yourself in the face with his hand?
Yes.
Ugh.
Morgan, I was worried Dahl or his rescue team had intercepted you.
They are NCN9 black box operators, not a rescue team. Rescue is not among their list of commands.
January, not now.
Yes, of course. But Dahl,
I like how
he's
Michaela
alive and
Michaela
may
still
help us.
doesn't like
As
January,
long
even
as
after
you have
admitting
not
she was right.
You see, Dahl, he's a recipient of several neuromods, a standard array of combat, tactics, interrogation mods. As I'm sure you know, your father, the board, is very thorough.
Dr. Igwe, please present your conclusion to Morgan.
Igwe, if there is a point.
Well, yes. You see, Dahl's mods are early C-series betas and vulnerable. As such, he has old-school thinking on some matters. If we remove them, he may forget his mission here. Yet we would still have access to the shuttle and a way home, provided his piloting knowledge remains intact. It's a risk, but worth taking, I think. He'll have to be subdued, of course. I'm afraid that task falls to you.
There is no one else alive on the station who can pilot the shuttle.
It's worth a try. There's been enough killing.
Seriously, this is absolutely gorgeous. It's just like, hey, if you remove his neuromods, he'll forget what the fuck he's doing here.
But his training will still kick in. He's still, you know. Want to jump out there and remember they pulled down the giant roller shutters so that all the aliens can't see them.
Luther,
And we're off again.
don't hurt me again. Baby, don't hurt me no more.
The way Dahl starts to get different relies on you going to the shuttle bay first. You have to sort of more or less open that up because the shuttle bay gives you all the different directions you can go from there, and Dahl starts to test you.
Just trying to measure your reactions to things.
It's probably best to hear it from himself.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I realized right after I asked that question that, damn, dude, are you made of rubber?
I just forgot. I was like, can I get him in the elevator? No, fuck this. I just sort of biffed him against the glass door. I wanted to see if I could, because I know I can't take him to the escape shuttle, which is really depressing.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can't take a corpse to a transition zone. You can't even use the door. So I've hidden up here because there's phantoms and there's operators and look.
Everybody's fighting everybody.
We have oxygen and there's a space shuttle there, and it's big and it could fit lots of people. So that's our escape plan. In a nutshell.
Sure, works for me.
And I like how the ubiquitous helpful operator stations have now become horrible, evil, butt-spewing death traps.
I was about to ask if that was in the middle of making more military operators.
Yeah. Casper, if you look at the little panel on him, it says hacked by Casper. And has a little picture of an operator on it. Yeah, because Casper is, am I gonna look?
Yeah, he's the unfriendly ghost.
I'm trying to see if I can block. I want to try and see if I can block it. See, there's something obstructing it, but it's so fiddly, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I'm back like
sadness.
Yeah.
For a minute there, I thought you were gonna throw that luggage cart at an operator because that's the way to fight however many pounds of military metal that crap is.
Suppose you could also mimic an operator, so I'm just gonna like boost over the top of these guys. Let them have their fun. Because I did get spotted along the way. The thing that really makes military operators so scary though is that their laser beam absolutely just chews through your armor. And once it finishes chewing through your armor, it starts chewing through your health really quickly too. They don't fuck around, and having a lot of them on you at once is not a fun experience. Let's eat all of his food.
seriously, it wasn't enough that that this looked like a jet stream had sex with a NASA shuttle. On the inside, it's exactly like a jet stream had sex with a NASA shuttle.
Yeah, and so here's the
Transfer file.
here's the info we need.
Commander Dahl, this is William Yu, acting chairman of the TranStar Board of Directors.
I will need your credentials to authorize this mission.
Of course. My authentication sign is Zeta Invictus Emperor Tangerine.
Sign checks out. Good morning, Director Yu. Shuttle is hot and holding orbit. Awaiting mission parameters.
You must secure every piece of Cobalt clearance level technology and research aboard Talos 1. Then eliminate all TranStar personnel.
All personnel.
No survivors.
It's your show.
Crew expendable.
Funeral.
Payment will be deposited into 6 separate Benelux accounts. After you transmit evidence of success.
I leave my operator feeds on. Just keep watching.
We strongly advise deploying your technical officer to a station router inside the firewalls first. Ideal location would be the station exterior, near the power plant grids.
Yes, I've seen the schematics, Mr. Yu. Goodbye.
You will destroy this transmission after...
And he doesn't. So the other... Oh, but no, more talking.
Morgan, I've been thinking about what you've done. What you're doing. We all must act according to our nature. No matter what the psychologists and priests say. And your nature. I think I was right before. You are like a rat. Resourceful, sly, burdened with a kind of pestilence of the mind. This station was your laboratory, and the experiment was a failure. And, of course, sadly, you know what happens to the rats when they are no longer needed.
Yeah, just chew that scenery a little bit harder, dude. Like, I'm not even being sarcastic. That was a great monologue.
Oh yeah, it is. It is fantastic. So here's where he reveals what shenanigans he's going to be putting us through.
I'm told my ops are hidden as an HR expense in the TranStar books. It's true. I do solve people problems. Your workmates hiding in the cargo bay are going to suffocate in a few minutes. Maybe you can save them, but you'll have to come out of the walls, Rat. Life support. The clock is ticking.
What a dick!
Morgan, Dahl's cut off oxygen to the cargo bay. There's nothing I can do from here, and none of the doors are responding. Atmosphere controls are in life support. If you can help, do it quick, or this is the last time we'll be talking. Miss Elazar is right to be alarmed, though her assessment is mistaken. Dahl is manipulating the oxygen and nitrogen mixture. With nitrogen flooding into the atmosphere, anyone in the cargo bay will asphyxiate far more quickly than had he simply cut the oxygen. I suspect they'd already be dead if Dahl weren't trying to use them to manipulate you.
And therein lies the rub. Dahl
Yeah.
responds to exactly how you've been playing. If you've been trying to preserve everybody, this is what he does. He challenges you based on the way you've been playing, and you have to work quickly to try and deal with that. If you've been killing everyone, however, he pretends that he's actually quite impressed with what you're doing and makes a deal with you. And you have to go and kill 4 more crew members in order to take up his offer of getting off the station. And then he betrays you because he's a jerk like that.
Of course he does. Like, well, I mean, crew expendable. Your crew.
Yeah. But it is interesting. He basically the game notes how you've been playing and challenges you to continue to play like that. To see, okay, you've been trying to save everybody. Well, how do you feel about trying to save everybody on a short time limit, putting yourself in extreme risk with all these military operators around?
Yep, this is also a very creative way for him to handle the problem of you taking off your tracking bracelet. Before, he could just send hunter-killer teams out at you, but now, not knowing where you are, he has to try to force you to move. or he has to try to anticipate, or he has to try to simply flood the area with enough operators. Tactically, this is a pretty good plan to guarantee that you're going to be in a specific place at a specific time.
Unfortunately for him, he's made one tactical error, and that is that because Casper is busy, he's going to do this himself.
Oh,
Now, we could have gone to deal with Casper first, but remember how I fixed that fan earlier?
Oh, Lord.
Also, the nightmare has appeared, but the nightmare can't get to where we are. The nightmare is off far, far away. In fact, the time it'll take to get through this, he'll be done and dusted, and will have left. So we'll have successfully evaded him just by simply not giving a fuck.
Oh, man.
And there we go. Dahl has been incapacitated.
You did it. I'll arrange transport with the medical operator. Then we can see about removing his neuromod. And hopefully gaining his shuttle in the process.
Yeah. So, Dahl falling unconscious also makes all of the operators have no one around to give them orders, and so they all just go inert.
Man, I was not expecting that to be that simple. That really was a mistake on his part.
Yeah. Now, if you go for Casper first, because taking care of Dahl fixes the air problem. Taking care of Casper fixes the doors problem. And what can happen then is that Sarah and her team, who are gonna come up here now, will attempt to storm the place while the operators are still functioning and everything. And what that makes Dahl do is that makes Dahl retreat. He takes off and heads to where Alex is hiding, and tries to he tries to break into where Alex is hiding, and it leads to a confrontation of sorts. And that guy's like just hanging out there, just doing nothing.
There is absolutely no need to do anything when there is nothing to do. Military Operator 2017.
Yeah. Well, guess not all of them. Guess not all of them stop. Most of them.
Man, the bleepy bloopy noises that they're making is just for some reason I find that incredibly adorable. I can't put my finger on why, but it's just it's not the form factor that it's coming from, because it's basically a floating box, and I've learned to hate those damn things way more than be comforted by them. But just like the bleepy bloopy is just so weird.
So we've solved the Dahl problem, and the nightmare problem is about to sort itself out. So now we've only really just got to go take care of Casper. Casper is also interesting. Casper has a lot of different places that inside and outside the station that it can set itself up to do its operations in. I've mostly had it occur outside the station, but I have had one instance where it was in the helicopter room in simulations.
Interesting.
Huh.
Well, yeah, he definitely appears to be outside the station at the power plant lattice, the way that William Yu suggested he was going to do.
This entire sequence is going a lot quicker for me, mostly just because Machine Mind is making the extremely difficult enemies deal with themselves, and I can sneak past.
You're just like, get out of my way. I don't even have time for you peasants right now. On that note, I'm very surprised that you bothered to follow or to wait for the doors to go instead of just forcing them open like the Hulk. Oh boy, I'm a little bit surprised that he hasn't taken over. He hasn't taken over usage of the local operators yet.
I guess the programming considered it much more efficient to just pump out military operators more than anything.
I meant the local military operators. Actually, my mistake. I wasn't very clear. Because I mean, Casper, I would hope could keep track of the mission profiles.
Well, the ones outside the station will still be operating. So it's not a. So yeah,
they had a dual control thing going on. Got
quite
it.
possibly.
That makes much more sense.
As you can see here, they're dealing with the telepaths. And me.
Military operators are just like, get out of the way. I have no time for you right now.
I got laser beam this giant psychic thing.
Wow, they're being substantially less effective against that thing than I would have thought.
Kind of hoping I could like beam move that and make it stop, but sadly not.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Oh, time to catch a few shots to the face while I fix the problem.
To you, Dr. Igwe. We have the subject, Dahl, and his life signs are stable. Thank you. We are prepping him in the Neuromo division now. Come as soon as you can.
Kinda busy right now, Dr. Igwe.
Yeah, gotta get everybody out of the shuttle bay. The cargo bay, sorry. To the shuttle bay.
Bob and weave over here.
Mm-hmm. He's tucked away in hiding. Casper is. We're gonna. There's. You can take care of Casper a few conventional ways. You can just blow him up if you want. You can incapacitate him with electricity, or you can sneak up on him and hack him. I'm just gonna sneak up on him and hack him because why not? It just seems funny that way.
It's brilliant. Hack the hacker. I can't wait to see how he responds to this.
Oh, nothing particularly special. I'm afraid it would have been nice if it did something particularly funny, but it does not. Yeah, this is what I was expecting here.
Even if oh, hello. That's substantially more mans than I was thinking there was going to be.
That's alright, I can take him. I got 1,000,000 armor kits.
Fox 7.
And the range on my gun is ridiculous.
That is, I mean, it's less become a stun gun and more just become a Tesla cannon that fits in the palm of your hand at this point.
Yeah, we do enjoy our ridiculous tasers. So this one has joined the pantheon of.
Is he just?
He's panicking. He can actually,
okay.
If he's like particularly panicked, he can take off somewhere else. And it can be an absolute pain in the ass to try and find him. But
it kind of looked like he was.
He has a funny voice too.
Right, man. You do you.
It almost sounds like a kid from the radical 90s.
Yeah, no, I immediately
trying a little too hard.
I thought of like that awful Hackers movie with Angelina Jolie, particularly with how his name is spelled.
And there we go.
Doors are working again, Morgan. Nice work. I'm taking what's left of my crew to the atmosphere controls in life support. We're going to clear out Dahl's shitcat operators and make sure there are no more mishaps with the air on this station.
Man, Casper himself didn't react much at all. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
With customized operators. He made the mistake of hanging his hopes on a machine. Flesh and blood is messy, Morgan, but it's the only thing that matters in the end. Well done. The upload just kicked in. Meet me in the operator.
This shit talk to January. You gonna take that?
Yeah, seriously. I'm just like, I don't really think you've got a whole lot of room to talk, considering that you were sitting on, Icarus's throne up there, trying to keep Morgan in a box with all of the random doors and other junk in the station.
Still not entirely not justified, considering what Morgan was doing and how crazy Morgan was getting, and the amount of different operators Morgan has built to try and like to deal with the situation. And in every single incarnation, it's like whinging about Alex and like not realizing he actually cares. It's kind of funny. More like Morgan's a bit self-obsessed and has a bit of a messiah complex from as far as I can tell.
A bit of one, you say?
Only I can come up with the solutions that'll fix everything. Alex will just stick to his blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Alex will just do whatever it is he's gonna do, and it's not gonna be a problem. Everything is a problem.
Power always goes out in that place every time we go through.
Every time you turn it on, they just keep turning it right back off. It's not even fair anymore.
Yeah, they really need to, like, knock that shit off. Stop breaking hardware labs, you idiots.
That's where they make all of the hardware. And your hardware. Even you corrupted ones.
I could have sworn I broke that glass earlier, so now I'm breaking the glass.
Alright, so that surprised the crap out of me. It was like, okay, so...
You spend enough time in the station, you know exactly where to go to how to go.
Just jump through the freaking floor. That totally wasn't weird at all. No, that was incredibly weird, and I'm a little bit unsettled. Well, screw you, military operator.
It's free Q-beams. And of course, we didn't go in here at all before where the piano is, so we're just gonna go in here and read like the 2 notes. This is where they record the skills for neuromods.
There's a treadmill because you need to record the skill of running or something, I suppose.
Don't look at me. Don't understand biology. What are arms? I don't know.
It doesn't work that way. Does not even remotely.
I don't know how human brains and human bodies interact. I don't
think anybody really does.
Yeah, so that's not a huge amount here. There are some Typhon moves though, which is always nice.
Yeah, you just stole his green tea. And
I would prefer his coffee.
I realize we've been commentating on this this game for over a dozen hours now. But it still just amazes me of the junk that they populate random corpses with like the banana peels, the green tea that they apparently have in their pocket somewhere. It's just like, what is going on anymore? I don't even understand.
All right, it's time to do something that everybody wouldn't leave me alone about. We're going back to I'm like, can I pick it up? I wanted to see if I could just pick the turret up to turn it off, but apparently I can't, so I'll just machine mind it.
Whatever.
And then turn it off. Yeah, so all this stuff would be is set up specifically for the chance that, you know, the Casper is operating here.
It's kind of disappointing that Casper itself doesn't have a whole lot of go away turret. A whole lot of reactivity to what's going on around it. Like I half expected the thing to be just trash talking you half the time.
Yeah, Casper's more like a means to an end. The real test is just getting to Casper and getting to Dahl. Like I said, this is going really quickly compared to like the first time I played it, because it was, you know, freaking.
Oh, I have no doubt. Like
freaking difficult.
The freaking laser maze that the what are they called? Military operators make are very intimidating compared to, like, I mean, even Dahl himself had what, a silenced pistol? Like, I'm sorry, you were dealing with more threatening enemies than that. Like 3 minutes in. After things went to hell, the first like phantom that showed up, that was more intimidating. What
there
are
we go.
Doing here?
We did the test. We did the test correctly. We got all 3 green lights. And what that's an achievement you can get in this game. I just want to show what powers you use to complete the test, because it's very specific on them.
Okay, that's fair.
Alright, so everyone was bullying me about getting this goddamn briefcase. There you go.
Don't know how you managed.
Goddamn briefcase. There you go. Everyone was just like, why didn't you pick it up? Why ignoring it? It's like, I was really tired when I was recording and I just didn't care at the time. So there you go. There you go, everybody. I got your damn box. I got your briefcase. You just leave me alone.
We always get there eventually, damn it. Eventually.
Taunting me. Anyway.
Just keep knocking on it. Oh,
let's go see Dr. Igwe.
Yeah, I kind of figured he was up next, since he appears to be actually close by.
This is what no stamina trying to wrench someone
looks like. Things are literally
like.
Not moving. Just relax, Morgan. Don't need to worry so much about it. They're not moving. It's fine.
This is what I get for not putting more points into wrench damage and stamina.
You can move faster than a speeding bullet, but you don't have the whole more powerful than a locomotive portion of Superman's repertoire yet.
It's all clear. Air's normal across the board. I lost some good people fighting the black boxes. And Dahl wasn't here. If you see him before I do, make him pay.
No. No, we're not doing that.
Got it. Way ahead of you.
Morgan, I was afraid you wouldn't make it. The subject, Dahl, has been secured. I believe I've isolated the correct neuromod. It is essential we say as little as possible of what has happened on the station and focus on the situation. Dahl, if memory serves, should resort to field training and react accordingly. He was never one to question orders. Ready when you are, Morgan. Remember, if this works, say nothing.
Dude, what is wrong with... How many things have we said, period, so far?
When extracted, Dahl's memory should revert back to the inception date, and he should forget his assignment.
Well, I imagine playing the debrief would trigger, clue him into something going
yeah, that
wrong.
would be
so.
that would be something of a problem.
When you are.
What? Who are you? Morgan? Your father's been asking about you. And Alex. I was supposed to report to him about her retrieval after modding up. Where am I? Why am I restrained?
Commander, Dahl, I am Dr. Igwe, Chief Physician here.
I've seen your face in the company directory. Alex's pet. The discredited parapsychologist.
Commander Dahl, you've suffered a severe head injury as a result of a crisis here on the station. We need to evacuate at once, but we couldn't leave without you. Are you able to pilot a shuttle?
What? Yes, of course I can pilot. Wait, what emergency? Is this Argus installation? Where's Casper?
I'm afraid there's no time to explain. We need to get to the shuttle bay and prepare for departure. Transtar mandate. Doctor, you can confirm.
Of course.
Start nodding! Okay, great.
Morgan, you look like shit. All right, let's get Daddy's precious child off the station, or Transtar will blackbox me.
I'm depressed. Anyway. Steve Bloom thinks I look like shit.
There's nothing wrong with me.
It hurt. You don't need to be so aggressive, Dahl. Just trying to help you, man.
Huh. So that's sorted. Weird thing about the Sarah Alazar team storming the
It's by design that I can predict what you're going to do fairly often. And yet, this turn of events with Dahl, I'm impressed and surprised you've managed to find a way to get remaining crew off the station. I have no doubt they'll remember your sacrifice.
Seriously, she sounds like somebody who's narrating a book report.
Well, she's within her parameters. Very talky episode today too. Everyone's got something to say. I kind of like it.
Right, I mean, we've said very little compared to our usual chattiness, but that's because everybody else has had so much to say.
But yeah, some members of the security team did die as a result of storming that thing, which kind of always confuses me, because it's like, did I have to do something differently to avoid that? Is it just like a thing that naturally happens? And yeah, I don't know, because they really shouldn't have had a problem. There you go, Luther. Get comfy. But you can go visit her, and yeah, what's her face with the two guns? Yeah, she's dead.
Sad times.
Yeah, apparently akimbo was a bad idea.
Well, I mean, considering that she was she probably ended up shooting herself because she was the only thing armed in there. Sure as hell wasn't one of the operators that weren't frickin' working. Sure as heck wasn't Casper, who was hacked.
Yeah, so that sort of confuses me. Maybe something just, because like there's a lot of different ways things can go. Maybe it's just stuffed up because of that.
I will probably look that up at some point and comment on it in a future episode.
Well, you've only got like 1 or 2 left.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said and. I don't need a ton.
It's gonna keep picking flowers.
It's the best part of this arboretum, okay? There's no reason to leave that behind.
Even better than growing tomatoes?
Say what again?
Even better than growing super tomatoes?
I've never really been a huge fan of tomatoes, to be blunt with you, so... yes, actually, in my book, yes.
Dear me.
I mean, perfectly fine with tomatoes.
Oh, so remember how you were like, where was Alex hiding that he could just sneak in like that?
What the hell?
This was an experiment. I wanted to see if something funny would happen if I did it. So yeah, he's been hiding off to the side here in a little safe room this whole time. That's how we can put stuff in the room. And no, it doesn't go off. I thought about doing it, but remembered I actually hadn't saved for a while, so I thought, no, I won't.
And you can blow Talos one to pieces if that's what you think is best.
Seriously, pay no attention to the man behind the mirror over here.
Because
Curtain,
I used to
whatever.
think we couldn't be trusted to play with fire without
Thinking
burning the
about
house
it.
down. But you convinced me. You showed me anything was possible, even if the price was steep. That part of you is still in there. We can make
Just not
history,
paying
Morgan.
attention to me right now.
Not those leeches on the TranStar board of directors, not Mom and Dad. You and I. Just like we planned. We've got the data to confirm what you suspected. And Carl is broadcasting a neural signal. A secret message reaching to the stars. What I want to know is what is the message? And who is listening to it? I think you know. Ever since we first tested the Typhon neuromods, you've known. This fabrication plan is for the null wave device prototype you conceived. It will hijack the coral signal and use it to deliver a massive shock to every Typhon organism at once. Take it. And the army key, like I What? Morgan!
What the hell? Oh, that's seriously bad. That's seriously worse. Oh, buddy. Just get back into your box. Shit, that was tense.
Yeah, it was drawing Alex away and can like definitely kill him.
Oh,
if you don't,
man.
if you don't work hard and work quick.
Yeah, no, I was for a minute there. I thought it was hopeless. I was sitting here cheering for you the whole time, though. Like,
Hopefully you'll
come
never
on.
have to listen to this recording, but if you do,
This is just gonna be repeating stuff. So
Yeah.
So now you've probably realized, with all the hints that we were getting and everything that's been going on that we understand about Typhon biology and their behavior and how they seem to be setting stuff up, you've probably realized what that was all a means to an end of.
no matter how ridiculous.
And the Typhon spreading, the mimics coming into contact with things, the mimics forming weavers, the weavers forming the coral, and also things to protect the coral, and the growing of the coral. It was all one very large beacon saying, hey,
as well as the
Here's food.
E.T. phone home. Only,
And when we tripped that failsafe mechanism, that was essentially, hey, these things are smart enough to get inside of our shit. That's a concern. And so the signal became a priority signal. And that is what you would basically call an alpha Typhon. A main actual Typhon creature come to Earth to take a bite.
Okay, so my voice is obviously familiar. Probably sound more tired than usual. It's been never-ending. Setting up the rooms and protocols to test the new mods. The risk is substantial, but if we succeed, copying neural networks from the Typhon onto human minds is going to change everything. So, I'm putting myself in the sim. I've done everything I can to make sure I don't wind up lobotomized. One last safety measure. Let me introduce.
Oh, come on!
Say hello. Hello, Dr. Yu. October will help you remember what you're supposed to do if things go sideways. Once testing starts, there's no going back. When they uninstall the mod,
I feel like that's an error. October's not supposed to be saying that.
I'll forget everything. Theoretically, they could keep me reliving the same day over and over, and I'd never know. If you're listening to this, that's probably what happened. It also means I don't know if I can trust my own brother. Alex won't like what I have to say next. I started plans for a prototype null wave strong enough to kill every Typhon on Talos 1. I hid a copy of the plan on top of the data tower by the scary chair. You know the one I'm talking about. Alex agreed to explore the idea, but I know my brother. First sign of trouble, he'd rather blow it all up and blame someone else. So, you're probably on your own. There's a lot at stake here. Too late to stick our heads in the sand. You know what to do.
Well,
I'm gonna guess that January murked October as well.
Or Alex found October and shut it down. Because just as Alex found the transcript. So remember what I said earlier about how Morgan just always has this weird judgment of Alex and like believes only she is the right one to fix all the problems and everything like that. Well, you just got another example of it because we've already experienced one saying he won't blow the place up. He's too proud to do that. But now we've got one that says he'll blow the place up to cover, like to just try and resolve all this mess because he's my brother and
he's too much of a coward to do anything else.
So it just puts things more into perspective about what Alex has been putting up with.
Swear to God, like this is.
I love how this game just like shows you something and asks, "Do you trust this?" and then gives you a little bit more and a little bit more, and doesn't ever say, "Hey, you're wrong." It just lets you try and figure it all out, and it's just really, really, really good. And that's
Morgan
where it leaves
the
us.
shattered mirror.
Morgan uses so many pieces on the ground, and we're just like looking at him, going, "What the fuck was wrong with us?" So next time is the climax. I will be wrapping up the poll pretty much as soon as this video is done. Although there is a pretty clear victor in the straw poll at this point, and we will be running it straight into the final chapter. We're going to be resolving the problems on the station, and we're going to be witnessing the end of Prey, and it's going to be fun as heck. So yes, this was the Repo Man, and like I said, it is one of my more favorite areas of the game, just because of how responsive it is, how the order in which you do things the game takes account of. That can't be easy, setting up things like that.
Speaking as a software developer, it's a colossal nightmare.
And they managed to do it. So round of applause to them, basically.
Oh yeah, no, like I will talk a little bit more about the specific technical challenges that you face in a way that a 5-year-old could understand. Don't worry, I'm not going to techno babble. But during the credits, I will, like, because this is something that I've been thinking about a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a story that I feel deserves to be told, along with all of the other amazing stories that have been getting told by this game.
So that'll be for next time when we finally deal with Talos 1 and all the absolutely horrible things that have turned up to consume us. Because that's a very big Typhon outside.
Yeah, that one's a little bit bigger than we're used to.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can pistol that one to death. So I've been the Lost Robo Guy.
And I've been Cool Guy.
And we'll see y'all next time in the finale.